Hi, welcome to Appalachian Eats. I'm Jessica DeLong.
And I'm Dottie DeLong.
And today we're going to make Memaw's, one of Memaw's favorite recipes, sweet pickles. So you want to tell us about these sweet pickles?
Well, these pickles are made by my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, Suzanne Frazier, that we call Mawkie. And you know more about the details because this was never a pickle I made myself. But this is my personal favorite all-time pickle, and they're just different. I love the crispness about them, and I think sometimes she called them icicle pickles.
Now, I think icicle pickles, a lot of people I've heard make them use like Red Hots or something in them.
Yeah, I've had those kind, but this is totally
different. This is, and I've mentioned in a previous video where I had found some of Mawkie's cookbooks and things from their old home. This was in there, and Memaw had told me, she said, there is a pickle that my grandmother made that I absolutely loved, but I don't have the recipe. So I went through that and found this one, and she said, that sounds like it could be it. So I tried it the first year we had a big garden, and she was like, that's it, that's the pickle. So, and I don't make them every year because when you make a big batch, it makes quite a bit. We don't eat them all.
Yeah.
So.
And they're time consuming.
And they are, yes. It takes about 3 days to make these pickles. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to get day 1 and day 2. And we'll bring you back for day 3 for the finish.
So here I just wanted to show you the size of pickles that you use. Mawkie had said to use the largest pickles. These are slightly yellow, which are perfect. So then on day 1, we're going to slice those up. We're going to de-seed them. Here I've put them in a big old pot. There's 7 pounds of these after they're already cleaned. And we're going to soak them in 2 cups of lime and 2 gallons of cold water. And the lime helps to give it a little stability, helps to hold the crunch. And this is the type of lime that I used, Ms. Wage's pickling lime. So those are going to set overnight. And then when we come to day 2, we're going to rinse those off. You want to make sure that you have, that's why I put the previous batch in a bag. It's easier to get all the lime out of my pot. So then once they're rinsed, I'm going to use alum. Well, you need 3 ounces for this recipe, and my little packages that I found were almost 2, so I end up using 1.5 here. And those are going to soak in cold water with the alum for 6 hours. Okay, so on day 2, 6 hours later, you rinse the alum off. Mine are actually sitting in the sink at this point, and I've rinsed them really well. And I'm going to prepare my stock pot that has the brine that goes with the pickles. And this brine is 3 quarts of vinegar. This is just white vinegar that you use for any kind of pickles. I've never tried cider vinegar. I wonder how that would work. But anyway, here we have 6 pounds of sugar goes in, which seems like a tremendous amount of sugar. But it helps to make the brine, and of course they're sweet pickles. Then we have a tablespoon of salt in here. Now I did use a regular type of a table salt. I can't remember if it was actually iodized or not. Then we have a tablespoon of allspice here. And I think the next one, we have some celery seed here, a tablespoon of that. And I think I have just enough for that one. And then we have a tablespoon of whole cloves. So now the object is just to get this to a boil. Stir it around, make sure your sugar doesn't stick or anything like that. And once it's up to a good boil and everything is melted, then we're going to take and just put our cucumbers back into this brine and make sure everything's covered really well. I try not to mush them around too much because I don't want to break them up. But then I end up setting a plate on this and putting a can of peaches on top. And then we're going to let this set overnight. And it's going to soak up all that goodness.
All right, so here we have our water with our jars to sterilize them. I'll let them hang out there. And here are the pickles after they've been cooked for about an hour. We're going to use the syrup here that they've cooked in, and that's what's going to go in the jar. Now over here, Memaw has put in some of the pickles in there, and we are going to have to cut some of them up. I remember when I made them years ago, I would stir the pot a lot and it would break them up, and it's actually a good thing. So we're actually going to have to cut quite a few of them and use our tongs and kind of get them down in there really good. But now we're going to go ahead and ladle some of the juice down in there and then wipe the lids and put the ring on. All right, so you need your thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Okay, I'm ready for a lid.
Okay, so I take the lid and I threw it down in here just for a few moments. Let's see if I can do it. I use my little wand here. Nice and sterile. And then over, you'll have to... Sorry.
I got it.
It's hard to film and do that at the same time. Okay, now I don't water bath these. If you go by today's FDA standards, I think most of the time you have to water bath them. But these are very highly acidic. I mean, everybody's come in the house and complained about how they can't breathe and the cat's been sneezing. So I don't worry about these. If you're worried about shelf life, you could pop them back into your canner in boiling water for 10 minutes and then pull them out and they'll be just fine. All right, so have you wiped those off?
I have wiped them, yes.
Okay. So here we go. 1. Oops. 2. There you go. Now we have found the best method for putting these in. Because like I said, some of these are kind of big, so we'll have to cut them. But actually to take tongs and hold your jar sideways.
I'll have to let you get that. You got the...
Oh, okay. I'll re-sterilize it. Memaw.
I know. Ah.
Well, did you already have one sealed?
Yes.
That's satisfied. That's immediate gratification. Okay. So you lay these in there. Wow, this stuff's powerful. Vinegar. Okay.
I'm going to throw that back in.
All right, go ahead. I'll get it out in just a second. All right. Now, Memaw, how do you like to eat these? Because these are not your everyday pull one out of the refrigerator and just eat it.
No. No, they're really good with your pinto beans, your soup beans.
Mm-hmm.
A few of them on the side. And lots of times if I'm fixing a sandwich, I will pull a couple out to eat with my sandwich. It's really good that way.
And I think I've used them sometimes chopped up in make potato salad or something. You want a little extra.
Well, I don't think I've done that.
I ran out of relish.
Well, that's a good idea.
Used a little bit of it.
Okay, let me wipe this one.
Okay. I have some more lids ready.
Okay.
All right. Lid. And okay, I have 3 more jars. We'll see if this we may use all of them. I have to get 1 or 2 more. And I do like using wide mouth jars for these, just because it's easier to put them in there. I hate trying to stick pickles and stuff down into the small mouth. Well, Memaw, you're good.
I've got the touch.
See, I'm just going to kind of cut a little bit of that off. This look good.
Yeah.
Okay, if I can get it. All right, now let's start layering them in. All right, so we ended up making 10 pints out of this, which that'll last us till next year, more than likely. And probably Memaw will take one of these home and stick it in the refrigerator after it cools, so she can have some pickles and sandwiches this
I'll
week.
come by and pick it up in the morning.
So I will leave a copy of the recipe down in the description box below, probably just a link to it. If you try the pickle, let us know. Leave us a comment below, or tell us what your favorite pickle is. And we just appreciate you letting us bring our heritage to your table.
And if you like this video, subscribe to it, hit that little bell for notification, and share it with others.
And we're on Facebook.